I'm always interested in stories about how people got booked certain places. And I'm sure there's plenty of stories like that with you because you popped up everywhere. You were in AEW during a very surreal, unusual era where there's no fan. I mean, I remember you facing Wardlow. It's like you're coming out, you're posing, they pan out, and there ain't a person in the stands. It's quiet. Like, it's so surreal to look back now because you don't see footage of that era a lot, too. Like, people try to put it behind them. How did you get booked for those initial AEW appearances?
For that first one, during COVID, it was a crazy time. I'll just say it. I had 2 other bookings down in Orlando. Due to COVID, they got canceled.
Yeah.
So, and I let AEW know I was going to be there also during that week. I was like, hey, I have to be down there anyway, just letting you know, whatever. But I had a bunch of things going down there anyway. Driving down, brought my fiance with me. We're going down to, we had Universal tickets too. I love Universal.
Yeah.
So we had that all going down. I said, you know what? We're getting ready to leave. I got an email saying, oh, these 2 shows I already had got canceled due to COVID. I was like, oh my God, this killed me mentally. But I'm like, screw it. It's vacation. Let's have a good time. Let's go down there and make the most of it. I always believe make the most of anything, We drove down to Florida. I was in, again, I let AW know prior. I'm currently in Ollivander's buying a wand at Universal. And I got an email from AEW, be here Wednesday, you need a negative COVID test. And that was it. And
that's awesome. That's how it happened with Crowbar too. Crowbar was on vacation, I think at Universal or Disney, and he got an email that said Joey Janela wants to work with you, and he said, well, that's handy.
That's great. I love that. That's amazing. It's mood changing, And I wasn't a Harry Potter fan then. So I was like, oh, my fiance is a big fan. So we were there. We're like, oh, this is okay, whatever. And then I'm getting butterbeer. Or she's getting butterbeer, and I got the text, and I'm like, oh my God. And I go back with a big smile on my face, and she's like, why are you so happy? She got booked. So
cheers with the butterbeer.
Yeah, right? With Orlando to Jacksonville, got an Airbnb there. Gorgeous. Big pool. So I wanted to make sure, it was good for both of us, because I'm getting these opportunity. I wanted to, reward her with like, okay, I got this Airbnb for us. You can have a pool to lay out at while I'm gone. And it was just a really cool opportunity. And again, I love the locker room of AEW. I'm sure you hear about it all the time, how great it is. It's special. It really, and I working for Ring of Honor in the past, a lot of people that I know are there now, and it's just that locker room hits every time the best.
But you also made a couple of appearances on AEW earlier this year. So, I mean, there was some time in between those, but you're working Powerhouse Hobbs, you're working Parker. How did those come about?
So the first one was special to me, Powerhouse, because it's rough to say. I don't think I mentioned this in a podcast yet, but my mother-in-law, or future mother-in-law, was in the hospital from Thanksgiving. She passed away January 1st. And the whole time she was there, I'm like, I'm going to go. I got booked for AEW, and I told her, like, hey, I got booked. I'm going to go out to Washington, and I wanted to make her proud, because she was in the hospital for a month and a half at the time. So I wanted her to know, like, I'm going out there. I'm going to do my best for you and the family and just, be the best of me possible for you guys. And hopefully something happens. And 3 days before I flew out to Seattle, she passed away. And it was so rough. It was rough. But I put on my wrist tape, her initials, and I just made the most of the opportunity, and I dedicated it to her. It was rough, but it was awesome. Like, getting to see Matt Taven again, and people who I known for a while. It was such a cool locker room, and like I'm a huge fan of wrestling in the Northwest scene. I love it out there. I say the best fans are out there, and having that, having the AEW Wednesday, Friday, and then DOA Saturday, which is where actually that energy drink spot happened.
Oh, nice.
It was a great week.